Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. Time flies when you're having fun. I found myself checking last-minute details for my presentation this afternoon, and all of a sudden I looked up at the corner, through the corner of my eye, and I saw that it was 10:31. I'm like, oh, shit. I'm having way too much fun. So anyhow, here we are. Good morning, everyone. This is Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-to-get. Ooh, we have a cue already, a good cue. This is our morning get-together where we take a look at news from our city, state, and country. We take a look at your questions when they have a capital letter Q at the beginning. It's easier to find them, and this is exactly what Maggie has done. Check it out. Good morning, everyone. Since this is kind of about coffee, what is the best local brand coffee and where do I buy it? What a great question. I'll be the first person to say that while I love coffee, I am not necessarily a coffee connoisseur. So if there are any people, if there's anybody out there that is more specific about your coffee likes and dislikes that wishes to share an answer here, I am sure that it would be appreciated by more than one person. I usually go to Costco or supermarket and get a brand that is called Garat, I believe, and it comes in a blue bag. But that's how we get to your questions, and we usually tackle this at the end of the broadcast. Of course, we're also looking for friends that are watching live for the first time. If that is your case, feel free to write the word new in your comment and let us know that you are watching live for the first time. We'll give you a nice little welcome. Let's dive into the news just to see what's going on out there. And we start with fun news. The 15th edition of the Ceviche and Aguachile Festival has been announced, and it will take place on Sunday, January 28 at Parque Hidalgo from noon to 8 p.m. There will be 14 participating restaurants offering as many as 60 delicious varieties of these popular dishes, along with mixology and artisan beer, and best of all, it is free. Now, just because I want to make sure that we understand the difference between one and the other, a quick ceviche and aguachile primer. They are both very popular seafood dishes, but they differ in their preparation, ingredients, and flavors. Ceviche, which we're looking at in this photograph, is a dish where raw seafood, typically fish or shrimp, is cooked or cured in citrus juice, usually lime or lemon juice. And the acidity of the citrus juice denatures the proteins in the seafood, giving it a cooked texture without using heat. Ceviche has a refreshing and tangy flavor due to the citrus juice, and it is often served cold, although sometimes it can be served surprisingly warm because that is the way it is served in certain parts of Mexico, not around here as a rule. On the other hand, aguachile, which we see here, Also involves raw seafood, but usually shrimp, and this is marinated in a spicy green chili pepper sauce. So whereas ceviche relies on citrus, aguachile relies on the spiced sauce to cook, quote unquote, the ingredients. So aguachile is known for its spicy and bold flavors. The green chili pepper sauce provides the heat, while the lime juice adds acidity, creating a vibrant and intense taste. So both of them rely on seafood. Only one relies on citrus juice for curing, and they are both very popular and very, very yummy and very typical of our region. Moving to other news, first we told you that registration for the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine starts this coming Monday, but now this other news source says that it actually starts tomorrow. So I'm not sure either way, but at least this particular news item has published the actual website address where we will be able to get registered. So we can check that, and hopefully we'll be able to get registered. Again, this is the Moderna vaccine, which is only going to be available for risk groups, which involve seniors and health personnel and people with comorbidity issues. Also vaccine related, but for different reasons, Hotel Mercurio will be hosting the second vaccination campaign for first, second, and third doses of the vaccine against human papilloma virus. This will happen tomorrow at the hotel, and the hotel that there will also be, oh, my tongue is so twisted today. They will also have flu vaccines and HIV tests available. This vaccination campaign is open to the entire population of locals and tourists, and it is being offered free of charge. Again, this takes place tomorrow between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. There is a registration form at the end of the article referenced here, and you will be able to find that, as always, in the show notes at the end of the broadcast or after the broadcast. And last but not least, yesterday we learned that a large area of Jalisco and Nayarit surrounding the Ameca River has been designed or deemed a natural protected area by the federal government. Today we learned that not only will this be helpful to protect species that live there, flora and fauna, but it will also help protect and maintain our water supply. There's nothing much more to this article, but I did not even think about that when we were talking about this yesterday, and this new news note adds that additional bit of information, which I think is very important. And speaking of important, take a look at this.
As you know, Coffee and Headlines is your morning live show available on Facebook and YouTube, featuring news and stories about Puerto Vallarta, Jalisco, and Mexico for the English-speaking community in Puerto Vallarta. However, Coffee and Headlines is more than just a show. We now have over 20 walk-around videos on YouTube showcasing some of your favorite shops, restaurants, and other attractions for you to enjoy. These videos have been compiled into a dedicated playlist for your convenience. To access them, simply point your browser to bit.ly/PV walkaround. What are you waiting for? Enjoy the virtual tours. They are free for you to access.
I love PETA, my Paco's inflatable digital assistants, when he gets smart and he starts promoting the things that we do here. I hope you like him too. Anyhow, it's nice out. I wonder where the other shoe is going to drop. I wonder when the other shoe is going to drop. That's what Snarky Weatherman says. I don't know if Snarky Weatherman is talking about a specific situation or not. We're going to leave it at that. It is 22 degrees right now. Humidity is high at 76%. And our weather forecast for today says overcast skies plus some patches of sun shining through with a high of 25 and a low of 18. Tomorrow, Friday, mostly cloudy skies throughout the day with a high of 26 and a low of 16. And Saturday, mostly cloudy skies throughout the day with a high of 26 and a low of 16. And of course, I was doing my news, the weather forecast, and all of a sudden I found myself doing Judy Woodruff's, which is going like this. I don't know if you ever watched Judy Woodruff on PBS, but she always has this, she had this habit of going boink. And every now and then I go boink. But that's so unimportant, it's not even funny. Let us move on to more interesting things, like getting your private areas in direct contact with the sun. For those that enjoy clothing optional beaches, Tribuna de la Bahía reports on one that is located 3 hours south of Puerto Vallarta in a place called Tenacatita, and this is within the La Huerta municipality. And let's see, the article also tells us, where are my news? Hold on just a second. There you go. The article also tells us the only entrance to this clothing optional beach is through a local hotel, and it is only open for people that are 21 years of age or older. Of course, as usual, the article does not mention the name of the hotel. I think I'm going to sneeze. Hang on. Oh, that was as good as a clothing optional beach. Bless me. Anyhow, the article, as is often the case, does not mention the name of the hotel, but I took a quick dive into Google Earth and pointed to Tenacatita, and everything seems to indicate that the hotel that is attached to the clothing optional beach is called Punta Serena. Here is an aerial view of where the hotel is located, and just from the geography of this, I would imagine this is the clothing optional beach and this is the hotel, and that's the only way to get there. And if you're wondering where this is in reference to Puerto Vallarta, well, we have this handy little map. Here we are. And here is Playa Tenacatita. It's definitely closer to Manzanillo than it is to Puerto Vallarta. But hey, clothing optional is important to some. And if it's important to you, then it may be worth the drive. We frequently mention and praise nonprofits that take the time to produce and share an ongoing newsletter for us to learn more about what they're doing. And here's another one that I get on a regular basis and I like to read. This is the Peace Animals newsletter. And you know, Peace is, of course, a nonprofit that dedicates itself to providing neuter and spay clinics in the Bay. And I'm going to leave you with the address where you can subscribe to this newsletter if you care to receive it. And moving right along, the Arte Zona Romantica group of 22 galleries located in Emiliano Zapata is now actively using and promoting their new Facebook page. And we know that because here is an invitation to their art walk tomorrow evening. This is a Facebook event. We had shared information about this before, but now that they are using this particular Facebook page, you may want to click on it and follow it so that you can be alerted of these art walks in the future. And last but not least, before we get into our chit-chat section, I want to let you know that Teatro Sin Borders is announcing auditions for their upcoming production of some play called Leading Ladies. I'm not familiar with it, so I don't know why I called it some play, but a play, Leading Ladies. Auditions will be taking place at the American School of Puerto Vallarta on Friday, January 26th. And even if you don't think you belong on stage, you know, community theater productions often seek volunteers to handle offstage aspects that need to be taken care of. So consider checking this out, this Facebook event. And again, just so you know, we always take a look at Facebook events every morning whenever we are getting ready to produce our daily broadcast. So it is a great way to connect with what's going on in the city. We always encourage everyone or anyone that is producing an event of one kind or another to write and publish these Facebook event notices. They are free. It only takes you 5 minutes to put one together. And the good news is that they can be found through searches. Whereas if you only post your events and your happenings on your own Facebook page, only those that follow you are going to read it for the most part. And that brings us to our chit chat section. Let us see what you're up to. And let's see. Pirim pam pum pam pum. I'm seeing good mornings from many friends. This is absolutely wonderful. We posted Maggie's cue about coffee. Let's see. There's a cue. Lorraine has a cold, so we need chicken soup. Where can we get the best chicken soup in town? Well, first of all, quick recovery wishes for Lorraine. I hope you feel better soon, dear friend. And as far as chicken soup, again, I don't have a specific recommendation, but if anybody else does, absolutely share. Let's see. There's another queue here. I've been watching all the buses coming and going here in Mismaloya. Not one electric bus. How do I know no extension cords drag behind them? Oh? Okay. I suppose that was funny. Maybe we'll give it one of these. Anyhow, hey all, for those of you who would like to know more about Raicilla, check out Tony's Bodega in Versalles. Went last night and had a great time tasting for Raicilla and wine. Great guy. I totally second that. Tony Mora is a good friend of mine. We've known each other for almost 20 years, and he's one of the best wine purveyors in this city. And best of all, he can give you wine tastings, beer tastings, and Raicilla tastings. So he has these announced on a regular basis, but if you want to put together your own group of 4 to 6 people or more, that is a great way to have a social gathering with friends and to then go and learn something new about these beverages. Tony speaks fluent Spanish and English, so if language is an issue, you can always rely on him. And best of all, because he is a wine purveyor, not only do you enjoy delicious tapas with your tasting, you can actually purchase the bottles right after the tasting is over. Thank you very much for that, Albert. Here's another cue. Paco, we are back until March 26th. We are hoping to come to some of your music lectures. Will you plan to redo Tony Bennett? The answer for that, Diane, is I can always reschedule something when people ask for it specifically. It's just a matter of checking in the availability of the room and whatnot. So, if what we're looking at is hoping for a Tony Bennett redo before March 26th, I haven't scheduled March. Send me a note just to remind me, and I'll be happy to take a look at that. By the way, and I don't have the exact date because I forgot to talk about this, to prepare this for today, there is an anniversary party coming to the Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work sometime in the near future, and they're going to have special events and free classes and this, that, and the other, and I have been invited to offer a free music appreciation presentation. I forget the exact date, but I will keep you posted about this. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see what else we have. Boom, boom, boom. Looking for cues. I rewatched all of your walkarounds when I was looking for housing. Thank you. Oh, Pat, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And for those people that are not familiar with this, we do 2 kinds of walking experiences. We do walking tours when we want to try to explore different neighborhoods or when I'm just out and about. And we also do walkarounds, which is when we go into a specific business and we show you what's inside. So walking tours for entire neighborhoods or parts of neighborhoods, walkarounds when we spot an amazing little business that we want to share with everyone. Both of these happen spontaneously when I'm out and about, but both of these can also be commissioned by you. And if you want more information about that, you can find that in our Buy Me a Coffee page. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Who would be interested in a raicilla tasting as a group? What a great way to go about this. That is a great idea. Take advantage of the people that you know and you connect with here in Coffee at Coffee and Headlines, and just put a group together. What a beautiful idea. Boom, bum, 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 boom. I think we're done. Yes, we are at the end of today's broadcast. As always, I'm grateful for the opportunity to create connections with and for you. Connections between all of us, connections between our city and our interests. It is such a pleasure to do that on a regular basis. Today, of course, it's all about finishing touches from my presentation this afternoon. Soulful Storytellers. If you have nowhere else to be, join me at the Joint Hotel today at 5 o'clock for a little dive. Not a deep dive, but a medium-sized dive into Mexican songs, Mexican popular music. And if I don't see you there, I hope to see you sometime in the near future. Have a good day.